Hey everybody, back here with another interview. Today I get the chance to speak with one of the Loganville greats, a guy named David Chabut. David was on the 2012 state championship team in Loganville. Started as a freshman in the state championship game, I remember that. And has been a four-year starter at Kennesaw State at shortstop. This year he's a senior, and I expect David to be drafted this summer in the Major League Baseball draft. Wanted to talk some quick points with David, hopefully help you guys out like we've been trying to do with our website. So David, I'm going to turn it over to you and ask you a quick question, and we'll get rolling.
Yes, sir.
So you're getting ready for your season. I guess you've already been working out today. Talk to everybody about the importance of getting off to a fast start as you roll into your season.
Probably one of the most important things. Big thing for us is preparation. At the end of the day, when you get into the spring coming in, you get less than you do in high school, where the preparation goes, 2 to 3 months of preparation with your team to really be able to go out there and compete and fight with your guys. That doesn't happen in college. You get sent home for Thanksgiving, Christmas break, the NCAA cuts you off, doesn't let you do any interaction with your coaches or your teammates on time. So with that, you're separated and limited with your instruction from coaches from there. So everything that you've done in the past, you had to have taken a nice mental note of, shall I say. BP, ground balls for me, being an infielder. For pitchers, it's running, throwing, working out. Working out is a huge deal of it as well. That's something you got to be really very involved with, as well as your strength coach and your conditioning coach. Those are people you got to take hints from as well. All that comes up to, when it comes down to the end of November, beginning of December, all the way up until, for me, it'll be January 4th, this Friday. I got my team meeting is when I get back. All the way up there, you get about a month and a half of doing everything on your own. So as soon as you get there, you better, as soon as the breaks come, you better immediately get in the gym. You better get in the cage. You have to get your conditioning. It's not really a stop. It's more of, now's my time to grow. It's on my own. I can eat as much as you want because you don't have school. Don't have to worry about being at practice at certain times. It's time for you to take care of your body and prepare yourself. So when you do get back to school, it is that fast start, like you said, and everything's going to run up on you, which at the end of the day, if you're prepared, just like at Loganville, we've always been taught, and you taught us when we were kids, if you're prepared, your hard work and dedication, everything you've done on and off the field, whether it's in front of a coach or not, if somebody's watching or not, all comes down to, that opening day in spring. It's going to be exposed whether you're ready to go or not.
The opposite of that, getting off to a slow start, means maybe you get off to a bad start with your coach, you get in the doghouse, and things can snowball the opposite way, right?
Immediately, in a heartbeat. The coaches expect you when you get to school, and when you're done with school and you go home and you leave their site, they say, you better come back better than what you came in.
And that's key in life too. I mean, getting off to a fast start in the new year, getting off in a fast start with a new business, a new job, whatever it is, getting off to a fast start's a big deal. If you're in school and you're a student. One more thing, with that in mind, as you go into your year and wanting to get off to a fast start, tell me about your confidence level right now. How do you feel?
Right now, for me, actually, this off season again be my last chance of guaranteed baseball for me. This off season was big for me. It was something that, in the past I always told myself, get as big and as strong as I possibly can. Coming into the spring, I'm gonna be good. My bat's always there, my glove's always there. Well, I took some things from other people that I've learned from, guys that you watch on ESPN, guys that you watch in the MLB, interviews like this. You learn from them, and the first guy that keys off the top of my head is Braves guy, Dansby Swanson, when he was getting drafted out of high school. The first thing he said was, they asked him, what did you do this offseason, or what are you going to do this offseason to really, make that next change? He said, everything. Work on everything. For me, this offseason, the only thing I really wanted to do was make sure that I finally fine-tuned and it was there before I even stepped on campus. Not even give coach the opportunity of saying, this is the first week, you're still you're almost there, you're not completely. No, for me, this break, I wanted to make sure that I was fully prepared for ground balls, throwing, hitting, running. I mean, I felt like everything could be underneath me. And with that being said, I've hit with some guys that I used to hit with back in the day and learned some things about swinging. And I feel more prepared, more confident going into the season with the amount of work I put in this past. I gave it from November 17th, if I remember correctly, was the day I told my dad, like, this is the start. November 17th all the way up until January 4th, that started Friday. I've worked my butt off for 1.5, 2 months. I'm ready.
A couple things come to mind. Number one, something about that last year that makes you get after it more than any other year.
Always.
And I've been talking about that with my daughter Caroline, who's a senior. But something about feeling good and being confident and being ready, talk about the importance of confidence and where confidence comes from.
I think importance overall, the most important thing is the confidence. And at the end of the day, confidence for me has never been, physical. Physical has never been my thing. I've never been the tallest guy. I've never been the strongest guy in the weight room. I mean, Connor was stronger than me my entire life in the weight room. But the thing is for me, it wasn't physical. It was more of mental for me. I'm big on what you put in is what you're going to get out at the end of the day in life and in business and in baseball. Baseball especially. What you put in shows on the field eventually. And there's a big thing of saying, you're not living right is how baseball guys are talking about it now. And that's something also that brings into life is, we'll say you're not living right because you're going through a slump. You're hitting a lot of balls hard or, you're making good plays. You just, things aren't really putting it over the top yet. And, maybe you're hitting them all right at people. Recently we've said things like you're not living right, which is really for me, what that does for me when somebody says you're not living right. But I got a good buddy, Kobe Vance from Alabama. He got drafted to the Oakland A's this past year. When I texted him and he something like, hey man, I'm struggling this and that with this and that, and he'd be like, Dave, you're not living right. And for me, I'd go back and I check, is my laundry done? Is my room clean? Is my bed made? Am I taking care of myself as a person eating wise? Are my grades good? I check all that mentally because that is also inside of your hard work and your dedication is how well you take care of yourself as a person outside of the baseball field as well. So that's something that involves in my confidence too. But really the mental side of it for me in baseball is confidence. And I know that when I step on that field, all the hard work and dedication that I've done my entire life, all these things I've fine-tuned, mentally I know exactly what I was doing was the right way. And I worked so hard at the end of the day, I can't go in the box and just go, all right, foot up, hands back, rotate, things like this. No, I wanted to go in there. Hey, I did it. I put in that time, all those 4 hours a day that I worked out, and I didn't get to see my best friends or come home and connect with those guys. Those 4 hours were dedicated to where when I step on that field and I'm with all those guys that are my brothers, I step on the field, I don't have to blink.
Would you say, Dave, you step on the field and you expect to do well versus hoping to do well?
100%, because of negativity. There's a research out there. There's no research on positive thinking, but there's 110% factual information on negative thinking. You do that, the first thing they say in the box is if you even slightly think, all right, what's this guy gonna throw me? Or hey, can he blow it by me? Those negative thought processes immediately get into your head, which negatively affects you.
Yeah.
Whereas positive thinking, the only research that has come out, nothing negatives came out, but the only research that has come out is that thinking positively the entire time and being confident and understanding that, hey, I can do this, has done nothing but give positive effects rather than negative.
Yeah, I asked that question because I know as a student, it was always better for me to know I was going to do well and expect to do well as opposed to, oh my gosh, I hope and pray I do well in this test. And it's the same thing with my experience as an athlete, doing the work. You step in the box and you expect to do well, and that is key. And so I thank you for that. And it's funny that you say the not living right. I always said when a guy hit one through or hit one through somebody and the guy made an error or was a little C&I single.
Leader, yeah.
I was like, that guy's living right. So it was kind of the same kind of approach. I've been saying that for 30 years, but David, I appreciate you coming in and speaking with me. I know you got a busy schedule. I know you're getting ready to go back off to Kennesaw and get to playing. So I hope that information from this guy, who again is one of the great ball players out of this town. If you get lead off for Loganville High School, Clint Frazier, I mean the list is long. You know, you're a pretty good player. So thanks, David, for coming by and talking to us.
Yes, sir.
And hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.